Run It Studios is the home of the Run Radio podcast and runradio.net, a podcast and station about the relentless, resilient, and innovative types, inspiring strides in life, business, and beyond. Welcome back to the Run Radio podcast. My name's Trina Wilcox, and my guest today has so many similar interests to me. So I'm very excited to welcome Christine Blanchette. Welcome. You're a host, a producer, a fitness guru, if you will. Welcome to the podcast.
I am very excited to be here and thank you for having me.
Yes, the Run Radio podcast is definitely passionate about talking to people who are all about resilience, tenacity, about running their lives as well as, fitness. You're running your work, your life, your career. So, how do you make sure you run everything all at once? Or is it more like knowing what plates to spin when?
Well, that's a great question. It's a running business cycle. But it's like I practice what I preach, Trina. Like if I'm going to teach running or do a talk on running and talk about how I started my show from my passion and getting my workout in, as I said, I have to have a healthy balance, but I also have to practice what I preach. It's really important that even though even though I may not be able to do 60 minutes or an hour, and I don't feel well sometimes, at least I'll break it down like 30 minutes. I'll do something. Psychologically, it helps me. But I just like to inspire others. So I really try to practice what I preach. Although if I'm sick, I can't do anything.
Uh
But it's
huh.
that balance.
So, how long have you been into running and fitness?
A long story short, in high school, in some elementary, I would run track, and my brother was the runner in the family.
Yeah.
I was like running for points, and people's asked me, what does that mean, perhaps? And it was like my brother John wanted me on a team, and he said, we need people, and I'm like, people, you, Christine, to run, but we need points. If you run, you'll give us a point. So I did. And I did it for my brother, and then his coach, called Polson, I believe the last name, he said you'll be a better runner as you get older. But then I actually made the zones before the cross country championship. So I didn't know I had some talent back then. I just didn't really want running. It's just sort of I fell in love with running, and then took I I left running, then it came back, and then I started up again.
Uh huh.
In 1998, but I actually officially in 1999 because that's when I got a coach, and then I started running again. I ran, marathons, but I started from there, from my brother, uh, for points. So,
Yeah. Well, how did you turn it into a career? I was looking a little bit about your history, and you had some career changes that kind of sparked these newer changes. Talk about that a little bit.
well, I got laid off, and I was working in the newspaper industry, and I loved it. But with the recession, I was let go, and I was on deadline. I'm a writer too. I had an epiphany and I said, why don't I create my own show? But I had some background. I had some background in TV with Rogers TV, but it didn't take me. I had to plant this mustard seed, if you will. And then I approached Doug Lucas and I said, I want to create my own running show because I know about running. I love
Mhm.
it. I breathe it. I eat it. I sleep it. I do all that.
Yeah.
But it took 2 years to get off the ground and I started my own show called Run With It,
Hmm.
Running Fitness and Health, and has stronger legs now because it's fitness entertainment. But that's how it started. It was
Yeah.
from being laid off to pushing me to create something. And I think we all been there when sometimes it's a good thing after, it's a blessing in disguise, if you will.
Yeah. It is, but it's also tough. You get to that point where you're like, what have I done? So when
Mm,
that hit you, how did you handle that?
That's a great question. It's all about the process, believing in yourself, having that faith, but having people who support you. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel nervous and thinking, what did I do? What have I done? But I think if you keep going, you may take a detour. And what I mean by that, you may work on a project, but always have the show in the background. It may not be front row center, but you'll have it in maybe the second row or the third row. You're not saying goodbye to it. You're just doing a temporary stop. So you have to, as long as it's like teaching, right? That's how I went from the show to teaching. I think I need more stability. And I thought, why don't I teach? And then it's sort of network into running. So it's sort of being creative, right? Because running is creative and teaching is creative. So it's how it's your all your adaptability. And I think in this industry, if I may say, you have to be able to change and go reinvent yourself and learn as much as you can, which I am, and I
Yeah.
still got lots to learn.
It's that resilience and tenacity. I mean, it's almost it's a non-negotiable. You've got to do
Yes,
it.
yes, and know that if you stick with it, it'll come, and maybe not what you want exactly, but you'll have something that's close to it, and then you can work on it. And what I mean by that is like I'm on broadcast, but now it's live streaming, which I never thought it would be live streaming. Everything's live streaming, it seems. And I love radio and I love podcasts. I love the whole, it's about embracing technology too. And yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. You went from print media and you've kind of seen and evolved with these changes in media. What was that like for you? Was it tough to let go of some of that, or were you eager to run towards the new changes? It seems like, podcasts have been around for so long, but in the past few years, they've just exponentially taken off, and I think that's kind of exciting because people have a platform more than ever. Same with self-publishing and all of those things. But what was it like for you to be in one and watch it change?
Oh, that's another great question. I think, it's great. Everyone has a storyteller in them. Everyone has a voice. There's always room for more podcasts, more shows. It's how you look at it, how creative you are. Like my quote is, be who you are. There's no one like you. There are other people out there doing, maybe I'm running a show but that's okay because I already have my place. I'll tweak it and it inspires me to be the best I can be. So you can't stop, but they can't take me. I'm a personal brand. Like
Yeah.
we're all brands and they may generally speaking want to do what I do and yourself, if I may say, but they can't be you. So you have that niche, you have that arena, and that's fine because we all inspire each other. I really do believe that because I teach freelance producing and I'm creating, I'm teaching others to have their own shows. So
Yeah.
that is okay, you know. So
What's it like to freelance produce?
yes, well, freelance producing, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
You're wearing the writing hat, the creative hat, like producing content, to finding corporate sponsorship, to coordinating guests, to getting the crew. And it is a lot. And then invoicing. It's a whole, you're the business of everything. And you learn so much. You learn about yourself more than importantly. But yes, I do love what I do. However, there's always changes and you got to be ready for that. So
Mm.
sometimes the guest may not be there. There's a crew that can't do it. And then yeah, so I produce two shows, but it's like you really have to love what you do.
Hmm.
Otherwise, like, if, in my opinion, if you don't like what you do or love what you do, it makes it much harder,
It
more of a
does.
challenge.
It really
So
does.
that,
What do you do to refresh when you feel like you're getting stale or you feel like you're getting those moments of, do I love this? Because I feel like everybody gets those once in a while.
yes. Well, what I do is that I do a reset and I will just take a little bit of time off. Like I'll write in my journal or on the computer and I'll think, okay, what can I do differently? Because there's evergreen content. I'll look back at what I used to do, and sometimes I forget my own content. Like, did I do that? Oh,
Hmm.
that's great. Oh, that's awful. But then I will look at it and think, oh, I can tweak it. I can bring that out and do another interview or just repurpose the content and change it up a bit. And that
Oh,
refreshes me. And I look back down memory lane, which inspires me and the testimonials of people liking what you do. It recharges. And then going for that run, I get my best creativity from running and
yeah.
meditation too. Like I think that's how I deal with it. it really helps to go down memory lane and see what you have accomplished. It's like, wow, did I really do that?
Yeah,
So,
that's
mhm.
an excellent thought. How about when people are starting out? For me, being a new podcast, and then for me, I took the learning process. I took a while to learn before I really started networking and advertising. And then when you're at that point, not everybody has corporate money behind them or corporate followers, and you start small. So, how do you handle it when you're looking for the financial support, but you don't really have the downloads and the big numbers behind it? How do you get people on board with your message and your dream and your passion?
Community. You
Yeah,
start with community, if I may say, and I think is like reaching out to family and friends, your community, as I said. And when I first started, and I'm still working, and because numbers go up and down, the algorithms, but it's like if people believe in your project. So, for instance, when I first started, I it's like, what am I gonna do, kind of thing.
yeah,
I know I'm gonna reach out to people I know in the community, and then all of a sudden I did, and they believed in not in the numbers, Trina. They
yeah,
believed in what the project did. They believed in what I was doing. And that is so important. And if knowing networking, knowing the people behind you, like the team. So if you have someone who's a camera operator or, uh, virtual who does the chat, in the background or, what I'm trying to say is that is it. So you start with people that you know. You look at teachers, you look at resource uh, people. That's what I did. I just reached out and also cold calling. Sometimes you just have to find out, okay, what's my brand about? Who is my audience? Or maybe you don't even know your audience. Consider your audience. Who might be interested in my podcast or my show? Maybe a running store, maybe a health food company, maybe, and they may not want to do sponsorship. Maybe they want like corporate money or sponsorship, but it's contract where you get the first sponsor on board and then it's like the Pied Piper effect. Then people will come, generally
yeah,
speaking. But it's all about that. I hope I answered your question, but
yeah, that
yes.
helps.
Mhm.
When you were learning these different platforms, what has been the biggest challenge for you?
Not enough time.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah,
it's like, it is so much work. That's
yeah,
when I said, if you don't love what you do, because generally, like I know some people who started a podcast, they let it go.
yeah,
It's a lot of work, and you really have to be disciplined, persistent, and And it's okay to leave it for a bit. Like, say you need time out. Maybe you have a weekly podcast.
hmm,
Maybe take that whole week off and recharge your batteries.
hmm,
But yes, that's how it really is. If you can just remember that it's getting to the finish line and know it's going to be a great thing at the end. You're going to produce. If you keep with it, you'll see results. You will see results.
when you had talked when we first started sometimes about rest and
Yeah,
needing, to adjust and listen to your body, are you do you have to be diligent about that and mindful, or are you getting better at naturally knowing when to take those breaks and pauses?
naturally, because
Yeah,
I'm listening to my intuition.
yeah,
I think your intuition will guide you. And then when I don't listen to my intuition, ah, I'm
yeah,
upset
yeah,
because I don't know how to, it's like, should I go for that project, even though it looks great and it's great money or whatever, it's okay money? No, something tells me don't do it, don't do it. And
hmm,
I'm glad I listened to my inner voice. Is going for that run. I don't feel well today, but I'm not going to do an hour. I'm going to do 30 minutes. I, and do I approach this person right now? It's all about inner voice, your intuition. I totally believe that. It's being in sync with your body mind connection and spirit, if you will. Just that whole, when you do that, for me anyway, I'm so glad it's sometimes, it looks
yeah,
good, but it isn't. So,
yeah, yeah. You
so
talked about writing and journaling. Is that something you dedicate time to daily?
almost daily. I
Yeah,
mean, I do my meditation when I'm out there running. Okay, where's the next lead?
yeah,
What ID can I use? Okay, there's Valentine's around the corner. What can I do? And then I'll be sitting on the couch Well, I'll have the TV on, Trina, but I'll be writing it down. I'll put it in my phone. I'll be journaling. I'll be doing it, finding or putting on a stick-it note. I'll be thinking, ideas just come to me. I don't have a journal by my bed, but what I do have is that I just, it's sort of random, if you will. Like I'll
Yeah.
think, oh, that's a great idea for a story for the paper. That's a good idea for a show. I'll write it down, and then yeah, it's that's how I deal with it.
Throughout your running and fitness career, have you ever had any major health or physical setbacks?
Oh, well, I had a stram, hamstring injury, and I
Uh-huh.
was off the road for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and I had to do full running, and I'm like a cat in water.
Yeah.
I mean, those who like, I do love cats, believe me, but I always say like the cat in water. I just want to get out. But I ended up doing full running or water running for 6 weeks, but I came back a stronger runner. But it was really hard. I wore this flotation device, and then I broke my wrist about 3 years ago, and it wasn't from running. And I was off, I could walk, and that was great. So if I couldn't run, I could walk, and I was so happy I could do that. So yes, the only thing really was a hamstring and breaking my wrist, not because of running, but I slipped on like ice, but that's a
Oh,
long story.
yeah. What do you think that taught you about yourself? And kind of along the lines of resilience and tenacity, do you feel like you became stronger mentally because of it?
Yes, it's actually taught me to take more time for me.
Hmm. Really?
Pause. Because sometimes the word hustle, 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 we got to get this, got to get that. And I'm not saying, and I'm thinking, oh, I got to answer these emails, I got to do this. And then it slowed me right down with, but
Mm-hmm.
it taught me this reason is because it taught me that I need to take time and not be so hustling all the time. I feel in this business, it's always that, it's like you have to do this next, you have to do that. And everybody wants instant. So I said, you know what? I can't do anything. I'm left-handed. I can't write.
So
And
am
that's
I.
where you are.
Yes.
Yeah, we're the creative. And then I couldn't write, and that's my dominant hand.
Yep.
So I ended up, doing what I can. But yeah, so sometimes life gets in the way, and I'm thinking, yeah, time for you to rest, Christine.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
What is some advice you would share with people that are just starting out, maybe on their fitness journey or a new career?
But a mentor,
Ah.
find someone that you can trust. It's okay to change mentors or find someone who you can talk to. I think it really helps to have a support network.
Mhm.
Also, do your homework, do your research. So if you're starting a running program or you want to start running or you've been off running for a while, there's so many running programs out there.
Mhm.
Go and do your research. Go and join a club or maybe try out the club. Don't just register and say I'm going to be in this club, whether it's learn to run or running, uh, you know, uh, for like the intermediate runners or advanced runners clinic or clubs. Try out the clubs first. Find out as much information. And as I said, do your homework. If you're starting out in a career and you want to be in my opinion, in what we do, um, is to do your homework too, is start small. I believe the running room said this. It's a foundation. If you have a strong foundation, strength, speed, it's like a house. So building that strong foundation, you'll have it. If you start off too fast, you get burnt out, like from running or from your work, and then you end up lo- dropping your pellet casts or you stop running. You need to start slow, and then you will build from there. And I always like to say, dream it, build it, believe it.
What are some goals that you have for, let's say, the next 3 to 5 years?
That's a really good question. Well, I want to be the best I can be. I want to take the shows as far as I can go on more live streaming platforms. I want to help others. I want to help people to start their own. That's why I teach freelance producing. I want to help people run that lifelong running. It doesn't matter how old you are, but finding the right program. Listen to your body. See a doctor before. I always like to say that but I see myself. Um, a consultant and just building my platforms, but also helping others to to be part of the crew, but also to be a role model if I can, because I've always had mentors and I still have a mentor. And
Hmm.
just, paying it forward, leaving a legacy.
What are your two shows about? One's running.
Yeah, running fitness and health called Run With It. And thanks for asking. And the closing act is music and entertainment. So I have comedians, actors,
Oh, neat.
and the red carpet. Um, Santa Barbara. I didn't go there, and I got I got accredited to do virtual interviews, which is awesome. And
Very neat.
yeah, and so that's what I do. The shows are two shows, and and I'm doing another one, Mind Your Business, but that's a entrepreneur series. It's not on any. Um, it is sort of on a platform, if you will. But yeah, I'm always having doing something.
Which live stream platform can they find you on?
Yeah, Zonder TV. So Zonder TV. So from Zonder TV Network, Trina, you can add the channel. Then there's Ruko, Amazon, Fire Chat, and Apple TV, and another one. It's in South Africa. Forget so I forget the name. And then and Zonify, which is ZON.FLY, which is a Canadian live stream, but they're airing it on the US too. So, and it's for Bell and Rogers. So yeah,
So you do
that's
those live and then are you recording those and then pushing them out on podcast platforms or how does that
um,
work?
oh yeah, I'm recording it. I record.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I do live streaming, and then up on my podcast, which is I'll do recording sometimes live, and then it'll go on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon.
Right. Yeah.
But I love podcasts. I
Yes.
find audio is fun because some days you don't feel up to it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the guest doesn't want to be on video.
Yeah.
So I just always try to make sure that, do you want to be on video? Because the other day, just to tell you a story, I interviewed someone has a film on Santa Barbara, uh, Magic Hour, and I wanted to do audio because that was preferred, well, preferred platform. So I do what is needed.
Yeah. I want to
Mhm.
go back to health, fitness, and wellness real quick because I know that I have felt like it's very important for confidence, it's for whole health. And as we age, sometimes we don't feel like it's helping us out, but I know we're better off for not, doing it. So, what are some of your um, encouragement for people that sometimes might be discouraged with their results or just even starting?
Well, you need to, I, it's like having a mantra. Mine is like, um, just believe in yourself. And also, what helps me out the door is playing a game with myself. I'll say, if I can go out for a run for 5 minutes, then I got it made.
Yeah.
Because it's like it gets me out the door. And it's like a trick, reverse psychology. I don't know if it's right. And then what I do the night before, when I'm feeling like, oh my goodness, such a busy day, I'll put my running gear out. I already know what I'm going to wear. I have my running shoes by the door. That helps. Or if I'm
Mm-hmm.
working, coming home, I have it already, my Superwoman outfit. And then I just
Yep.
put it in and ta-da.
Yeah.
And then just it really helps, these tricks you play, or calling a friend or saying, I'm going for a run now. Those very words means that you're committed, you're accountable. Oh gosh, I said that to my friend Christine. I'm going for a run now or workout. And then she probably will ask me, did you do your workout? And you can't lie.
Yeah.
I ate chips and I just sort of watch Netflix or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's those tricks that work for me.
I think if you can remove any of the hurdles, like you're saying, like the thought about what you're going to wear, anything like that, it
Yeah,
really does help. And the
tons.
and I think so many of us do the same thing like, okay, fine, I don't have to go out there, but I'll just do, 3 when I wanted to do 6 and you end up doing 6 anyway or whatever the case may be.
Yes,
You have to take it one step at a time. It
you
literally
do.
comes down to the small steps forward.
Yes, and you said it so perfectly. Like, and reward yourself. Like, say, I'm gonna go for a run. it could be snowshoeing, it could be a walk and a run, swimming, whatever your exercise is, your chosen activity. It means I'm going to go for a coffee after. I'm going to put
Yeah.
some money in my, um, your belt or your pocket, or you have your phone. I'm going to just take a takeout coffee, go home, and just drink it on your way, or have it there. Meet a friend.
Yeah.
These are the things. We're taking a bubble bath. Like all these things are just. It really has, especially if it's cold out. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. Then you know what you can do too. Is just, hey, I can. I don't feel that well. I'm going to do my workout in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some weight training. I'm going to do something. It helps psychologically. It
Are
keeps
you a
you
morning runner or afternoon runner?
morning.
Me too.
I love my mornings. I
Yes.
cannot deal with afternoon. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. I have to front load my day. If I if I don't do it first thing, it's not getting done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And running is my is my confidence booster.
Yeah.
It saved me in so many ways,
Really?
with just the confidence, right? Just to mental well-being. It's really pushed me. It's unbelievable how much energy you feel and how you can cope with problems, and I didn't know that running would be such a wonderful, creating my own show from it. It's
Yeah.
just I just feel like so thankful, grateful that the people I met too. I find when you meet people who run, they're usually great people.
Yeah.
So
Well, can you share one of the ways it's saved you?
yes, well, I used to be extremely shy, and I thought, always questioning myself, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. But when I thought, I had a friend who said, let's just go for a run. I'm like, running? Oh my gosh, it's like going back to high school again with my brother all over again. This is before becoming coach. So I started running, and then I didn't know when I revisited running, like I ran and I ran quite well. He was like, you're a good runner, it gave me that confidence I can achieve anything. You feel so strong. You feel you can conquer the world. It's also helped with, you know, um, I had an eating disorder. That
Mm.
helped me too, because it's not like I eat anything, but everything in portions, right? And that helped me too, because it was just like looking at myself and saying, if I want to run, I can't be too thin. I have to be healthy. You can be thin and healthy, but I
Yeah.
wasn't either. So
Yeah.
that helped too. And it just really, and then having the right people behind you. So I hope I answered your question, but
You
that,
absolutely did. Anything else you want to share? Any links or websites that people can should know
yeah,
about?
yeah, thank you for asking. They can go if they're in runwithit.ca is my website. They can reach out to me there. And I want to thank you, Trina, for having me. I so appreciate your time, and it's been, and I hope, and I just want to say, never give up. Never ever give up. Keep going,
I
because you
love
never
that.
know, right? It's a process.
It is a process. It's very much a process. And I think that's one of the reasons I think running is a great teacher. It teaches you the process, the patience, the endurance, and so much more. It's such a parallel to life. And that's where the name of my studio, Run It Studios, the Run Radio podcast, and the internet radio station all came from running the great teacher. So,
Like, just is so glad we connected.
yes.
Thank you, Trina. I'd
And
like to
come
have
back
you on.
anytime. I appreciate it.
Yes, I'll have you on my show too.
Great. I'm excited. All right. You can learn more by connecting to Christine's links and you can find out more. Watch our YouTube channel, Run Radio Station, link over to whichever platform you prefer from runradio.net. We'll see you next time.